watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Sunny skies continue today. Meteorologist Brittany Ward joins us with the latest check on the forecast. Brittany, no surprise, a little hazy out there.
Yeah, you know, we are seeing some haze across portions of the area, but Mark, it's going to be a great afternoon across the entire DMV. We're going to be tracking those dry conditions once again as high pressure dominates the weather pattern. So let's take a look at satellite and radar showing you the overall picture. High pressure just off shore. We are seeing a few high level clouds at this hour, and some haze is being seen, all thanks to that smoke from the wildfires that were burning in New Jersey, Ocean City, New Jersey there. That'll continue to happen. We'll continue to see hazy skies as we head through the afternoon, but those temperatures not looking bad. We're sitting in the 70s across much of the area at this hour. 73 currently in DC, 72 as you head over there to Winchester, 74 in Hagerstown. You're almost at the 80-degree mark there in Luray, and highs today expected to be in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Winds are shifting out of the south-southeast at this hour. Very light. We're seeing winds sustain at about 9 miles per hour here in DC. Light winds will be the trend through the rest of the afternoon. And taking a look through the rest of the day today, we'll slowly start to see those temperatures warm up, getting into the upper 70s as we head through the first half of the afternoon. Lower 80s to talk about, though, right before we end out the work week with temperatures or partly cloudy skies expected across the area, with those temperatures finally dipping down into the lower 70s as we head through your evening. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast and what to expect, Mark, coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Weapons detectors being installed at West Potomac High School in Fairfax County today. This comes after a student was stabbed during a fight yesterday morning. DC News Now's Yamari Sase spoke to students about how they feel about the changes.
Well, as students return to West Potomac High School, getting into the building may look a little bit different with their newly installed weapon detectors. Some students tell me it's a great idea, but more might need to be done.
It's kind of weird to, right after that whole thing, hopping right back into doing all this big tests and all that. Micah
Thomas felt a little uneasy returning back to school Thursday morning.
Yesterday was kind of just an eye-opener a little bit about how just the safety of the students a little bit.
According to officials, a fight broke out between 3 students in the hallway on Wednesday morning, and a 16-year-old was stabbed. A school resource officer was able to help the victim within seconds, and police recovered the knife used. The teen suspect has been charged with malicious wounding.
You know, seeing kind of how everyone's kind of stood by for a long time while the incident did happen instead of helping kind of shows the mentality of most.
This comes as Fairfax County implements their pilot program to increase safety by installing 15 weapon detection systems at randomly selected high schools this month. And after Wednesday's incident, West Potomac High School will be next. But some students like Thomas aren't sure how effective it will be.
I think they would, but at the same time, it's kind of just, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't care what the thing does, and I don't think that's really going to have an effect on anything. I think it will have a stronger impact, though, with people being like, since there is this there, I can't do this and that.
Now, that 16-year-old is expected to be okay, and in the meantime, school leaders are calling on county officials to help them increase video cameras and more security in these schools. For now, reporting here in Fairfax County, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
Thank you. And members of the school board issuing a statement calling for increased security measures, and that includes increasing the number of SROs at every middle and high school, funding middle school after-school programs, installing weapons and gate technology at every school in the district, and a call to conduct a security audit of every school in FCPS. And a heads up, a warning from police in the district about a scheme happening in the city. They say that fraudsters are pretending to be members of the police department by replicating real government phone numbers. And they tell victims that they must pay a fine by phone or face the possibility of an arrest. Police say that they never ask for personal information like credit card details over the phone. If you get a call, be sure to hang up and report it to police. And today, Union Station expected to see more police presence. Metro Transit Police partnered with Amtrak Police, Capitol Police, and Homeland Security to increase patrols and fare evasion enforcement. It's part of the ongoing collaboration to keep Metro and the community safer. Well, we're continuing coverage on the situation surrounding Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man whose reentry status to the United States has been in limbo ever since he was wrongfully deported by the Trump administration. The administration now has more time to explain what they've done to bring him back. Here's our Candace Cole with the latest.
Federal District Judge Paula Zinnes has granted a 7-day stay on the order she issued Tuesday that demanded the Trump administration give a detailed account on how they're facilitating Kilmar Abrego Garcia's return to Maryland from El Salvador, now giving them until April 30th to furnish that information. However, there is still a requirement in place for the administration to provide Judge Zinnes with daily updates. Attorneys for the Trump administration argue that the information surrounding Abrego Garcia's case contains state secrets that are protected under attorney-client and government privilege. Abrego Garcia has been stuck in El Salvador since March 12th when he was rounded up with scores of others believed to have Latin American gang ties. He was held for over a month at the notorious Secot prison and has recently been moved to another facility. The Trump administration has already admitted to deporting Abrego Garcia by mistake, but has refused to bring him back to the U.S. Here's Vice President J.D. Vance speaking to reporters about the situation.
I just disagree with the idea that he hasn't been offered due process. He had a couple of immigration hearings. He had a valid deportation order. I think this idea that somehow that we couldn't deport an MS-13 gang member, and he was an MS-13 gang member, is preposterous.
El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele says he has no intention to release Abrego Garcia either, but Senator Chris Van Hollen says they have no legal grounds for keeping him detained.
When I met with the Vice President of El Salvador, it was very clear that the Trump administration was doing nothing to try to get Abrego Garcia out. They're not charging him with any crime. Nobody has charged him with any crime. They say they're holding him because they're being paid by the Trump administration. In other words, this is a fee-for-service deal.
Now, Senator Van Hollen has also warned this case could spark a constitutional crisis. We will continue to watch as this case unfolds and bring you the very latest developments. In the studio, Candace Cole, DC News Now.
Candace, thank you. People are traveling to St. Peter's Square to say their personal goodbye to Pope Francis. From the time the public viewing began, the line hasn't let up. For a second day, the faithful are at St. Peter's Square on a mission to see Pope Francis as he lies in state at St. Peter's Basilica, with wait times ranging from 1 to 5 hours. And we heard from a young couple who says they know that their daughter won't remember the time that has left a lasting mark on them, but they plan to keep Pope Francis alive in their hearts as they share the memory. Take a listen.
It was a very, very great experience. It's amazing. I wouldn't have thought that I would be coming here in my life. I would definitely be there for everything. Yeah. That's why I'm taking a lot of photos for her to remember.
With 1 day of viewing left, plans are underway for the next step in the funeral rite. Now, Pope Francis' coffin will be sealed during a ceremony held in St. Peter's Basilica. That's on Friday at 8 p.m. And prayers for the pontiff happening in Northern Virginia. The Catholic Diocese of Arlington holding a memorial mass for the Holy Father. Our Liberty Simmons has more.
In Arlington, mourning the loss of the Holy Father in a memorial mass led by Arlington Bishop Michael Burbidge.
Praying for our beloved Holy Father, Pope Francis.
A photo of Pope Francis was placed by a candle at the altar.
Pope Francis, in his humility, reminded all of us that that's who we are. We're humble servants of the Lord. And like Jesus, we come to serve, not to be served.
Bishop Burbidge remembered Pope Francis as a missionary disciple who led by example by ministering to those on the peripheries of society.
Where those who are lonely and fearful and afraid and feel forgotten might dwell. And in those places, to inspire.
Pope Francis appointed Burbidge as Bishop of Arlington. The bishop met the Holy Father several times before his passing.
I always remember that as he spoke to you as if you were the only person in the room. Eyeball to eyeball, heart to heart. And that's how he suggested and encouraged us to treat one another.
Parishioners here say they were moved by the Mass and will be forever inspired by the life of Pope Francis.
I think he is such a champion of peace in the world and just an impressive experience. I just feel like my faith is on fire after that Mass.
A beloved private school in Maryland will continue to welcome students after it was set to close because of financial problems. A recent fundraiser for Sandy Spring Friends in Montgomery County raised $15 million in just days. The Board of Trustees appreciates the infusion of cash from families, alumni, and the community. It can stay open through at least June of 2028.